Welcome, my beautiful beings, to my humble channel. Thank you for being here. I would like to go ahead and continue with the senses. It's about time. It's been a while. But before I start, I wanted to encourage you that if you haven't seen my previous videos on the senses and the importance of them, feel free to go to my description link and there will be the links there so you can either review them before you watch this or see them for the first time. But today, as I mentioned, I wanted to speak to you about the sense of touch. And as I mentioned, try to go and watch those videos, and hopefully, this one will put it all together. Now, the skin is the largest sensory organ that we have, and it's the largest organ, period. Not only does it protect, is a skin barrier, it protects us, it protects the organs, everything within. And it's flexible, it's self-healing, it secretes oil to protect our skin. It regulates our body temperature. It absorbs as well, um, chemicals from the outside, obviously. Things that we put on, um, especially. There's excretion of waste. So there are um, like for example, the armpits. That's where toxins come out. One of the areas where toxins secrete from your body, and we have all these amazing nerve endings, especially in the hands. So it's very, very sensitive here. We can obviously sense heat, cold, texture, pressure, pain, even itch. But what's really fascinating, it's obviously all these functions obviously are fascinating. But one thing that we probably don't talk about that much, it's not only the outer environment that we're, experience, but we have this other in the inner environment. But what I'm trying to say is that when it comes to relationships, being in contact with other human beings and animals, but in this case, speaking of relationships, and not only, relationships, platonic relationships, family relationships, where, there is a closeness, there is a physical closeness, with hugs or caressing or, a kiss and so forth. But then there is this other level that's pretty much on a personal, intimate level with another human being, a partner, wife, husband, uh, girlfriend, boyfriend, however you wish to call the relationship. But this particular connection and there's exchange. So not only in the mental and emotional and obviously the physical, but I thought that this video that I'm going to brief you to, it's a few minutes, but Paula, I think it's Herlock. Hopefully I got her last name right. She explains it very well and more or less like I probably would have explained it, but in my own way, obviously with my own understanding, beliefs, etc. But the way she puts it, I thought it was brilliant. But I'm going to try to share the screen and share that video. And here we go. I don't think I've ever done this before, so bear with me. Let me see. It's right over here. Here you go. Okay, there's Paula. And hopefully I got this right. So let's play that.
Trauma. They consist of emotions and they
I
consist of
apologize. I'm going to
trauma.
go back here to the actual. Here we go. Here it is.
sexual
Okay.
intercourse with another person, there is an exchange that surpasses mental, emotional, and physical. That exchange is difficult to quantify, but consider this. If you are in my field, my physical proximity to me, you are going to now be in my auric or energy field, and I in yours. There is going to be a mixing of our energy fields. Our energy fields don't only consist of vibrations, but they also consist of intelligence. They consist of trauma. They consist of emotions, and they consist of karma. So when we mix with someone, we literally are taking on their energetic field. We're taking on their karmic. And when I say karmic, I'm talking about ancestral, I'm talking about lineage, thousands of years of energy. And I'm also talking about ancestral. I hesitate to say this, but I'm going to say it because it's a reality in the spiritual realm. There are ancestral curses that stay with people. They don't know that they're having them. You know, in Jamaica, we'll say, "Why that person sad?" No, it's because they have a lot of heavy karma from their family lineage. It can be cleansed if people are aware of it and then seek to have it addressed. So when you have sexual intercourse, you're having all of that. How do you undo it? That's difficult because when there is intercourse, there's also a soul tie. So this is why breaking up is so difficult. It's traumatic, it's emotional because it wasn't just a friendship or a relationship or a sexual interaction. It was actually a soul tie. And so it takes a bit of undoing. The recommendation, therefore, is that you minimize the number of partners just to preserve your energy field and to minimize the amount of clutter and debris of an emotional, spiritual, mental nature that you can be taking in. You know, there's also, I'm going to give a good example. You know,
I'm going to stop there, but I will put the link below so you can see the rest. But it's, as you can see, it's pretty fascinating because we think, obviously, because we have this skin that anything coming inward, this is where it ends, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And it really doesn't. The skin, it doesn't end where the skin starts, Um, and when I look back through my experience, I can assimilate exactly and I can understand exactly what she's saying because I always had these thoughts of how I'm feeling after being with someone. I may not have put it in those exact words back then, but I can tell by being intimately involved with someone that there are changes mentally, emotional, physically, but this exchange of energy that we might not know about it, but uh, as we grow, as we continue this journey and learn, we realize more and more that it's beyond. I mean, we're so connected and we're not in any way limited to the space that we share with other people. Obviously, she talks about karma, and I have other thoughts, in reference to my Buddhist practice about karma and about what she calls curses. I mean, I know there's negative things that are put out there, and depending on where you're at, you can definitely capture a lot of stuff and negative and positive. But it's important, therefore, for one to be grounded, and that's where it makes a huge difference. But again, this is fascinating, and as soon as I put all of these together, we be able to talk more in depth about what we can do, and myself included, because I've learned a lot in being able to be responsible for what comes in, and then obviously for what comes out. So because our life is dependent on that, our journey and our outcomes. So especially nowadays with so much acceleration, um, as many of you know, of truth, and how a lot of the lies and the negativity and is just falling. But the question is, are you clinging to that, or are you opening yourself up, to receive and to give um, truth without no hesitation, and being honest with yourself and others? So thank you for being here. I'm trying to make these videos short so you can be able to enjoy them and hopefully get your feedback. The next sense is going to be about the sense of to see, of seeing. And then I'll finish it up with the mind and putting it all together, and start getting into what I've done through my senses, to be able to improve my life. And again, that's an ongoing journey, but it's been a great one, and excited right now because, on a final note, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has been not only nominated but selected, and I can't wait for us to really reveal the truth about our sickness and our medicines, natural medicines, and technologies that have been available to some extent to help us heal. But it starts from within, as you know. So thank you very much for being here. I am very grateful, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.